Fellas, been gone for a little minute. I'm looking great. Currently in my office, and we need to talk, man. We need to talk because I just want to give y'all some insight on what I've been thinking, how I've been going about life, how I've been doing certain things. And a man with no change will always seek failure. Now, when we go more in depth on that, you understand that a man that doesn't change his actions, a man that doesn't change who he is for the bettering of not only the creator but himself, understands that you don't have any type of access to abundance in your life. If you never change the ways that you think, if you never change the ways that you act upon things in life, you will never understand how to actually go about things in life. One thing that I heard from a wise man is to plant a different harvest, you have to plant different seeds. If you have a garden, right, and you want to plant seeds and fruits of whatever in this garden, you flower them for one day, they won't grow. You flower them for 2 days, they won't grow. Flower them for a week, a month, maybe you see small progress. A man has to change his way of thinking. When you change your way of thinking, you change your way of actions. The first thing on how to change your way of thinking, fellas, is you have to understand that you have to change the way that you speak. The way that you speak, it not only starts in your heart, but where do you first seek the things that you say? It's up here, right? It's in your mind. In the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, it says that the power of life and death are in the what? The tongue. And where do your words come from? Just as I mentioned, it comes from your mind. So if you could renew your mind, the Bible also says that we are transformed by the renewal of our mind. The renewal, not the old, but the renewal. That means you have to become a new elite version of yourself, not the old version. You have to know your identity, know who you are. There are men out here that don't know who they are. They don't know their purpose, and they wonder why they are led to failure. They wonder why they're not getting the results that they seek, that they look at others for. They look at mentors. They look at people on social media. They look at people in their lives and they say, wow, this guy is having a lot of success. He's living a life that I want. Why can't I live that life? And they question themselves, but deep down they know if they put in the work and if they change for the better of themselves and they stop giving excuses and delaying the work that will make them better, that they will have the success. But they doubt themselves, criticize themselves to a point where they feel doubt in their heart. And that's why I come on this video for you guys. For the men that are on here, there may be a couple of women watching, shout out to you guys, but I just took some time to, think, and I did let you guys know I was gonna start being consistent again, of course, just because I've been so caught up in my business, but that's no excuse. Sometimes you got to take time away from things to put time into other things that are also benefiting you. Whenever I'm gone, I want you guys to know that I'm also doing something that's benefiting me, and not only benefiting me, but I'm benefiting you guys. A man with no change will always lead to failure, because if he doesn't take time on himself to go deep on who he is, learn his identity, because when you learn your identity, you learn your purpose, you learn your why. You learn and you understand yourself and the values that you bring to the table, and you get around other individuals within your circle and within your network, which is why you need to change the people that you hang around, because once you get around other people that are a little bit higher than your standard, you understand that you got to raise yourself to that standard and even higher. You understand that when you're around other high value and high quality men, you understand that you got to make some changes, not to fit in or not to know, but you're around like-minded individuals that have the same goals as you, that have the same things as you, they have the same success as you, or even more, and it makes you want to get on that level because you see somebody else working. They do the same things that you do. They're in the same flesh as you are. God made us all the same. But somebody is going to take your position because they want it more than you. You, as a man, will be led to failure if you don't separate yourself from the old version. When you get around people, just as I mentioned, that are high vibrational men, you don't seek or even feel any low energy around these individuals. You understand that you are being revealed uncomfortability. You have to get uncomfortable with being comfortable. So when you're uncomfortable, you understand that you become comfortable through removing that uncomfortability. What do I mean by that? By removing the low qualities of yourself, by removing the things that you know you are slacking on, by the things you remove that you know you aren't doing. When you remove those values, when you remove those actions out of your life and you become this new version of yourself and you have a new version of thinking, you can be better to the individuals around you. You can be better to your family, to your loved ones, to the women that are around you. Women can sense and feel the low energy and low vibrations within yourself. Just as I mentioned a couple videos ago when we were talking about lust. When you're jacking off and when you're having masturbation and you're just trying to seek a nut, right? When you're just trying to seek those things, gentlemen, you don't understand that you're giving your energy away. You're letting all of your energy that you've been holding up, you're letting it go away. And now you wonder why you wake up sloppy. You wonder why you go through the day sloppy. You wonder why you are at such a low vibration as a man. You have to take time with yourself to actually benefit who you are so you can benefit those around you. If there's a tree and there's some fruit growing, or there's a garden and there's some fruit growing, if there's one rotten or one, bad root, or there's one bad flower, or there's one bad anything within the garden, what happens? All of the rest is infected. You don't want to eat any of the ones that, all of them are infected. Meaning that if you're around a group of individuals and you're bringing bad energy around good energy, you don't think that those good energy people will be affected as well? On top of, if you're around people that are bringing you down, you're out every weekend. You're doing things and putting things in your body that you don't need to really do. And then you wonder why you detox from it because you don't even need it. Gentlemen, we have to raise our level of thinking. We have to raise our level of actions that we take in the world. We have to execute on knowing that if we can change the renewal of our mind, if we can renew our minds, we can renew our actions. If I can speak life over my life, I will not speak death over my life. If I can speak life over my life, that will change my future. The Lord tells us that the power of life and death are in the tongue, because if you're out here saying negative things about yourself and others, what is that going to bring upon you? You reap what you sow. If you're sowing seeds of undisciplined actions, if you're sowing seeds of going out every night, if you're sowing seeds of being around low vibrational individuals that aren't doing anything with their lives but saying, what's the moves? They aren't doing anything with their lives. They aren't traveling. And it doesn't have to do with just a whole bunch of luxurious things, but they really aren't being consistent. They really aren't being who they are and called to their purpose. That is what you're going to reap. Not only through the people that you're around, not only through the actions, but within yourself, that's what you're going to reap. But if you're sowing seeds of discipline, seeds of consistency, seeds that are producing, they may take longer over time, but they're producing such a great harvest. So when you plant other seeds, God can give that same harvest a big increase, because you don't give the harvest an increase, God does. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 7. When you plant the seed, God's going to give the increase. As long as you have faith and you keep putting in the work. You got to see through things, guys. You don't understand that when you speak life over your life, if I'm going through my day and I'm saying, I am a winner, I am going to accomplish this goal. You can have any type of goal. I'm going to accomplish all my goals this year. It's not just a 90-day run. We win in the full year, baby. Come on, man. We win in the full year. It's not just 90 days. 90 days is just what it takes to build a habit. So if you want to build a habit of consistency, that's going to take about 3 months, 90 days. After those 90 days, then it shows who you really are. Most people are only motivated for 30 days. Motivation lasts 30 days, that's it. Maybe even 2 weeks. Fellas, we got to execute. You can make all the excuses you want. You could do anything to prevent the work that you want to do, but all it's doing is building a life that you don't want. Every single time that you deny and excuse the work that is going to benefit you, you are building the life that you are going to wish you didn't have. And when you're living that life, you're going to say the exact words. I wish I would have did the work. I wish I would have did the thing. I wish I would have did the business. I wish I would have went through with the idea that I had so I could live a better life. Meaning that if we change our ways of thinking and say, okay, if I can do the harder things now so I can live my life easier later, rather than the 90% of people saying, okay, I'm going to do easy life now. It's going to be hard later. This is why you see people working at 60 and 70 years old. Not everyone, don't get me wrong, but that's why you see a lot of individuals. They regret living a life of ease because they didn't want to choose hard actions. When you choose a life of hard actions, you build an easier life. When you choose a life of easy actions, you choose a harder life. Life with Jesus isn't easy. He tells us to take up our cross and do what? Follow who? Him. When we take up our cross and follow Jesus, he does not say once that the life with him is going to be easy. A lot of things that you guys are getting twisted is that when you fall from the bottom, right? When you fall from the top to the bottom, some of you don't understand that that's a testing of your faith. What did I tell you guys? Faith is the hope in things unseen. If God gave you a vision and you can see that vision, but you can't see it physically because you're not there yet, that means you need to put in the work and do everything in your will and everything. You need to do everything in your will to get to that. Because God gave you the vision for a reason. It's not just a dream. It's not just, oh, this is a dream and this is just something that's just fake. No, it's something that you are supposed and able to do. It is something that you are able to do. All things are possible through the Lord. He strengthens us. We don't strengthen ourselves. He strengthens us. He gives us the strength. We got to humble ourselves. We got to humiliate ourselves. And we got to look to the Lord. Because once you cross that first finish line, there's no more going back. You got to go towards the next finish line, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. You got to execute on thinking better, taking better actions. Because if you can go through adversity, God will bless you with the blessing that you want. If you can go through hard times, if you could go through difficulty and still have your head up, still smile, and still look like the same person that had the big, happy life, you are strong. I know there's a lot of individuals on here that have went through something. Everybody will go through something in life. And even if you're not now, you will go through something. I promise you that. You have to go through every single action, good or bad, with faith. You will not make it. You will not last without it. You got to have faith. The strongest ones are the most faithful. The ones that hold on to God and don't let go, no matter what. Because the devil, he doesn't want you to just, oh, I want to just destroy his life. The devil just wants to take your anointing. The devil just wants you to give up on God. The devil just wants you to fall into sin when you're already going through a hard time. Because that's easy. Why do you think it's harder to do the good things when you're going through hard times? God is testing you. It's not always the devil. God is testing you. And when God is testing you, it's going to be the best test of your life. Because when you pass that test, it's going to be great for you. And if you don't change your way of thinking during that time, you will understand that you will be led to failure. Then the devil will have a hold on you. And when the devil has a hold on you, now he's like, it's easy. You already gave it to me once. Oh, I can get you now. But if you crawl back into God's presence, begging for his mercy, and you remain faithful, you will become a better man through that. I want you guys to understand that you have to sow seeds, not just of discipline and consistency, but sow seeds of good speaking over yourself, daily affirmations. If you can wake up, make your bed, and that makes you feel good, do it. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. You will never be successful if you can't handle simple tasks like that. If you can't wake up, take 2 minutes out of your time to make your bed, so when you come home, your room looks nice, it looks clean, you won't be successful. Because you wanna manage something so big, but you can't do the small things. If you can't do the small, what makes you think you're gonna handle the big? And I just say that's something as simple. It's many other ones. If you can't constantly wake up every single day and do what you need to do in order for you to obtain the success that you want and that you constantly think about daily, then you're not ready for that position. You're not ready for that role. You guys understand that you have to understand that when you think about things, you gotta follow it with action. Knowledge not applied is knowledge never heard. I'm gonna say that one more time. Knowledge not applied is knowledge never heard. Just like faith without works is dead. If you have faith and you can see the vision and you understand that you can go to that, you have faith in the things unseen. If you can't follow through with action, constant, consistent action, you'll never get to the success you want. You'll never get to the mindset renewal that you want. Because you can't apply what you're thinking. You can't apply what you're hearing from individuals that are around you that are obtaining the success you want. That's why when you get around individuals that are at a higher level than you, maybe, they're the same as you, but they're just at a higher level because they want it more than you. When you start wanting it as bad as they want it, and even more, you'll obtain that success. And once you get on that level, that unlocks a whole new level of thinking. That's where the renewal comes in. When you put in the work, that's where the renewal comes in. When you start sowing seeds of good actions, good thinking, knocking out all of the doubt, knocking out all of the inconsistency, knocking out all of the undiscipline, also being dependent. A lot of you depend on your mama. When are you gonna stop sucking mama's boobs? Seriously, man. We all men on here. When are you gonna stop? When are you gonna stop depending on your girl? When are you gonna stop depending on these people? Not saying that you can't lean on. God already gives you a shoulder to lean on. So why would you lean on the same type of flesh that you're in just because it's a different person? I'm not saying don't lean on others when you need help, but it's a difference when you're being independent. When you're being independent, you understand that you don't need nobody to do the work that you can do, that you can handle. When you can handle the challenge, you can go through with it. And I say that to you guys today. I hope this word and what I've spoken to you guys really resonates in your minds. I want you guys to be successful. Let's get big. It's 2026. Let's go.